3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome to the Austrian Grand Prix edition here for F1 2020's My Team Minardi edition. Only a couple of things that we can do in between what is going on, like timey here. So I'm going to go very simply in for power team building here for the 2 days, just to get that out of the way. The main thing that I want to just take a look at, so firstly look at how Renault have made an improvement and leapfrogged Haas, and look at how Alpha Tauri have leapfrogged Alfa Romeo now as well. So that's interesting there. We're all pulling away from Williams, it's sad to say, and we've got plenty of stuff incoming there. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about was to get our third sponsor on board. And just before going live, I was having a scroll down on the different things that I was interested in. Now, Pay Night we're going to be renewing anyway, and I'm assuming we can. But I was thinking, actually, the one that's got the highest gold bonus and weekly income that is doable is complete a weekend without colliding with another vehicle. And I think I can get away with that because of the type of circuits that are coming up. So I'm going to sign Alcanez Energy as our third sponsor. Now let's dive in for our sponsor decals. I think what we're going to do it's a messy sponsor logo, isn't it? Do nicely, although I quite like the way how that black then bleeds in with the logo there. But yeah, that's how we're going to deal with that. Nice. So the other thing I was thinking of is that it looks like the contract period begins very shortly. So we need to keep above a certain amount going on here. Weekly income, so we're going to be perfectly fine there. That does just make me kind of go, what do I want to do facility wise? And I think what we'll do I feel like we should be able to do that and do the experience increase. So that we can have a 2-car team. But it feels like I'm doing it at the detriment of the power unit side of stuff. So maybe I should deal with build time for durability instead. I don't know. Do you know what? Do it. Decisiveness. There we go. Cool. Let's advance our time.
As we continue to increase our acclaim, more potential partners become willing to work with us.
Yes, they do.
We can now approach an additional sponsor from the corporate tab.
Yes, we can. And I've already done it, mate. Keep up. Cool. Right. I'm going to go off and practice, and I'll catch you afterwards. Let's see how we get on with Austria. Okay, practice is over, and that went rather well, which kind of worries me a little bit. As you'll see though, quali is dry, but the rain is going to come for a very brief period in the middle of the race. Very confusing. So we'll see how that goes. Brings us up to 985 in terms of actual points, which kind of puts us in nowhere's land, really, for everything that we're doing. And we've reached department capacity on everything. So unless I can get to 1175 after quali, which I doubt it, that's us kind of for stuff there. Let me just move this forward again. You can see we're kind of knackering out quite a few of our parts. But that's okay. And we're okay on the gearbox as well, so that is good. So, the other thing I just wanted to talk about there was the R&D performance stuff. So Renault have had an upgrade, got ahead of Haas, AlphaTauri ahead of Alfa Romeo. I think that happened before, to be honest. And Red Bull have nearly caught back up again with Scuderia Ferrari. But as you can see, Renault the big mover, but Mercedes also have moved clear. And we've kind of fallen a little bit off the bottom of the midfield cluster. So I noticed that in practice Jordan King really struggling towards the back. So let's see how we get on. Jordan was last in FP3. I don't think he will be last in quali, but let's see. Oh, hello. Okay, well let's get out there and get a lap straight in the bag. My setup, which again, stolen, but works beautifully. As to be fair, as did the default setup round here. I find the default setup works beautifully around this circuit as well. So if you don't...
The car settings screen on your multi-function display will allow you to change various settings as you drive. Open the display with the MFD button. You can then navigate up and down to the setting you want to change.
So if you don't want to play too much of the default setups, choose the centre one. That works beautifully. The one for increased downforce also works quite nicely around here as well. It's this circuit, bar rain, I also find works really well with default setups. Oh, it's Bottas. Fast you go, mate. Do you still lock up into this corner? Even though I've reduced the brake pressure down, but when I reduced it down further, it just felt like I was less competitive on the brakes. Because what I'm doing with that brake pressure is essentially stopping me being able to get the maximum amount of brake distance, or reduced amount of brake distance, I guess is the best way to say it. So it's always going to take me slightly longer to brake, but I can do it in much more of a stomp my foot way. On the finger, because I drive with a controller. And then that, because the brake pressure is less, it applies the brakes smoother for me. It does mean that I'm always just a smidgy bit missing out. was terrible. Oh, we're definitely going to need to go again. A rubbish lap. I lost all my ability to drive. Ooh, King's in behind Russell.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
I'm going to do this lap again. That's a much better lap. Oh yeah, much better lap. Great sector 3. That's gonna be a bit rubbish for us. Session update.
So, just ahead of us in this session at the moment are Bottas, Hamilton and Albon, and we're in front of Stroll, Giovinazzi and Ocon. Currently, the fastest lap is a 1 minute 4.4.
Teammate.
Didn't catch that. Say again.
Teammate status.
They're in 10th. Their best lap time is a 1:06.6.
Okay. Going to smash into the back of me there, and I was like, no! Okay, let's take a little look.
Our best lap so far is a 1 minute 5.4.
So close. Oh, Perez is ahead. Oh, Norris didn't do well, did he? Bit of a wonky first lap. Russell's just ahead of King, but King is ahead of Latifi. Sainz out on track. Yes, he is only 13th. Oh, McLaren not having a good first run.
22nd in the speed trap, 200.4 miles per hour.
Wow, clearly I've gone for the low amount. Right, whilst everyone's switching around, let's go again.
Checks complete. All personnel be aware we have a car leaving.
Because that turn 1 was grim. But I would absolutely take starting 8th. Oh. Just to fool everyone. Session update.
Quick position rundown for you. The current top 5 are Bottas, Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton and Vettel. Okay, so as for the cars around us, just ahead are Vettel, Perez and Albon. And behind us are Stroll, Giovinazzi and Ocon. The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:4.4.
Let's go. That wasn't really any better, was it? It was a bit wide. I was going to say that felt better, but it's not. Oh dear. A bit wonky coming out the final corner, but an improvement all the same, and I will definitely take that. 6th place ahead of Albon.
We have 2 laps of
and
fuel remaining.
Perez. He seems to be carrying that Racing Point team at the moment. And Albon doesn't seem to be able to qualify a damn. Rival status.
They're in 14th. Okay. Let's take a little look. Again, slightly wonky on the first sector, so there's room for improvement again. So far, our fastest lap is a 1:05.1.
Well, OP on this track. I've always been really good round Austria. I don't know why it just... Even that of the AI is just not as good round Austria compared to what I do. Because I don't necessarily do particularly well here in comparison to other circuits necessarily when I'm playing with other drivers who are human on online lobbies. I do go relatively well around Austria. So this is one of my strongest along with China. You'll know how China went down. Bottas clearly having some kind of Botox in that picture. Look at how smooth he is. Okay.
we're 22nd in the speed trap, 200.4 miles per hour.
Stroll improves, stays 9th though. Oh, I didn't even spot Giovinazzi in 10. That's a good run from him in that Alfa Romeo. Okay, I'm going to go early. Because we've got the time and the tyres to do it.
Go.
Third time of asking. Let's see if we can get the ultimate lap together. So I knew Austria was going to be a good track. I was kind of hoping and aiming for a potential 7th or 8th. So I'm doing better than I thought I was going to. I'm sure once everyone crosses the line, I'll be pummeled back down a wee bit again. Slower into the corner but faster out. Ooh, that wasn't quite as good. Too much curb. An itchy elbow. Ah! Try one more. This might not go very well. That was good. Okay, let's try and use Ocon slipstream for a little bit. Juice. Just a little bit there. Nearly as clean. Oh, too much curb.
Just 30 seconds left in the session.
6th. Yeah. Ooh, Verstappen's got ahead of Vettel. Album's beat Perez. Let's see what everyone else is up to as they cross the line. And does it then lie?
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three. Bottas, Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Okay, so we do a stupendous sixth there. Admittedly, we're going to have slightly more worn tyres, but only a smidge. Perez best of the rest, beating Albon as well. Stroll in the top 10, as is Giovinazzi for the first time this season. Oh, sorry, that's the controller USB cable falling off the table. The two Renaults, they're doing well with their new upgrade, so Ocon looking good. And that really has buggered up McLaren, hasn't it? Because they're busy sandwiching Magnussen's Haas. So Sainz not having a great day. Neither of the Alpha Tauris, to be fair, either. 16th and 19th. And Russell beats King. That's important, I think. And kind of shows our general slide backwards, because we've improved King slightly, haven't we, with our upgrades to our facilities. Okay, that's another one clawed back. Carlos, I'm coming for you, sir. Love you really, but I've got to beat you. Rip. Okay. Okay, I'm still only 985. It doesn't give you anything anymore, so that's fine. Okay, let's advance to the race and see what on earth happens with the weather. I imagine it will just be like a little tiny spitting of rain. But I've been wrong on every other wet session so far. So let's see how we go.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship, except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of Turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are three main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel, Smith, Perez, Albon, Stroll, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Ricciardo, Ocon, Lando Norris, and Magnussen, Sainz, Kvyat, Kimi Raikkonen, and Roman Grosjean, Gasly, Russell, King, and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Let's do indeed. I'm quite happy to stay in the middle. We don't know when the rain's coming. The tyre drop off round here is relatively small. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm a bit worried about turn 1 though. Oh, Seb. Did I hit Hamilton there? I think I did. That could be our sponsorship bonus gone already. Oh, I don't feel like I'm really on for a podium. Oh, drama behind.
Keep pushing. Let's capitalise on that first lap.
Bottas and Leclerc out front. There. And wide there. Track limits. Oh wow, Bottas is well away. I feel like it's his race to lose already. Hopefully the DRS will make me stay within a second of Leclerc.
The car ahead and in the DRS zone. We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. So it's not going to affect anything at all. is coming, it'll be way too late. Wide. Might be in problems. Oh, I wasn't even wanting to overtake. Sorry, Charles. I might have really done him over there because Verstappen will have a go. And he does. Crumbs. Rival status.
They're in 13th.
Not sure I can keep you behind.
Okay, clear.
Ooh. Is that Ferrari in trouble or not? Okay, good run.
Some information on Giovinazzi. They're retiring from the race.
That's a shame. That was his best run so far, I think. Hamilton versus Vettel versus Leclerc.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
I have used up all my airs. X3. Why didn't you go for the move, Max? That was yours to take. Oh. Starting to get a little bit snippy or snapples. Yeah, Max is definitely faster.
In this lap. In this lap. Push
Okay.
now. We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Ah! Nice. Tactical dares, tactical dares. Oh, a bit wide.
Tyre condition is still looking good.
Alright, Bottas goes round again.
Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Release, release. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Wow, we've beaten out the Williamses. Oh, that's King having a good old battle up ahead. Being done by Raikkonen. Jordan, I'm coming towards you. Get out of the way.
The rain is a few laps out yet, but it is coming. Be careful. Jordan is coming in for his stop.
Gasly, Norris up ahead. Oh! Oops! Oh, Bottas has gone on the hards. That's interesting.
Gap to car in front is 4.1 seconds.
Gasly, Ocon, Norris in. feeling nearly as responsive on these tyres. I'm not liking it. What happened to Hamilton? He's back behind both Ferraris again. And then it's Albon. And then it's a Force India. Oh, you know what I mean. Racing Point. I wonder if Hamilton's had to pit for a broken wing.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Wow, the end of this race has come really quickly. Here comes the rain, and that's a fastest lap by Hamilton, right the way down the back there. I feel like my time in second is going to be very limited. Albon's got an open Leclerc.
These conditions are making the line a bit greasy, but we're still nowhere near the changeover point.
No, it's all so that we start sliding around on the last bloody lap again.
We're leading our teammate by 23.1 seconds.
Sorry, Max. Be a bit quicker and cleaner.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Because if Vettel, Albon and Leclerc join on, this will be a mighty squabble. Oh, you can really feel the grip through the vibration of the controller. No. Helpful. I think we could end up losing a couple of places here. Stuck on the curb.
This is your final lap of the race.
Oh. No. Schnauzer.
Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
This is looking helpless. Oh God. No. No. Nightmare.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
I knew it would happen as well. I cannot cope with that one like crossover bit. Of course Carlos would get driver of the day. Gerard.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows.
Oh dear, they're all looking like they're in
Talk to
moonlight
me,
there.
Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection, a shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Well, I'm still happy with fourth in a car that is the 10th best car. Me, 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 me.
So,
Who else
let's
did well?
review the driver's standings. This result narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. Now, let's discuss, Ants. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Carlos Sainz certainly wasn't someone to scoff about. His ability to follow race strategies throughout with pinpoint precision has to be commended.
Let's
Scoff.
move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from Racing Point this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
So Bottas really untouched throughout that race. Verstappen was definitely faster. I don't know about the Ferraris in dry. We seem to be on the same-ish wavelength. Although Vettel was in traffic for most of that, so maybe 4th, 5th would have been good. Perez best of the rest. Sainz great recovery. Stroll in the points as well, good for him. Ocon beats out Ricciardo. Kvyat just outside the points for AlphaTauri. Norris nowhere near. The two Haases. Yep, 2 stops there for Hamilton. Interesting. Raikkonen and Gasly did beat King in the end, but at least King was well clear of Russell and Latifi. What happened then for Hamilton? Collision with Gasly. Oh, okay. So that must have been whilst they were trying to sort out and overtake each other, and then he's just gone straight back onto softs. A few people went for hards there. Fair enough. Okay, standing wise, Bottas and Verstappen leapfrog Leclerc, and look at how they've caught back up with Hamilton after that non-score. That's looking juicy at the top. If only that was a real life situation. We've got a four-way scrap for the title. Vettel behind, Albon on his own. We have somehow surfaced to best of the rest. That won't last. Sainz, Ricciardo, Perez. Everyone else pretty standard. Ocon there now up to 6 points. Not quite Ricciardo's 45, is it? Yeah, Renault took a tumble there. Ocon may have scored, but we and Racing Point both leapfrogged them. I'm sure that won't stay for long. Haas still yet to score as well. Dark times, dark times. But these are bright times in the rivalry breakdown. Thank you very much. We're back in the lead with 4 races to go. That's good because that now accesses us loads of extra points in the acclaim. Complete a weekend without damaging another vehicle. Oh, it thinks that we done it. Great. I'm happy it thinks it did. I thought we'd been hit, but clearly that was someone behind us. 2.5 million. Nice. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.